Ladies and gentlemen, I am Johnny,
I'm Baron.
I'm
and
Dallazman.
we have a special episode of the StarCrossed Gamer podcast. We have two special guests this time, not even one. Introduce yourselves.
I accidentally just did because I thought, that was one of those things. But I am Dallas, man, content director at level1gaming.com. What's up?
And we got
And
a
I
super
am
fan.
I am Mr. Doja, aka Kiddo the Don.
And we just here to
And
talk crap.
exactly, we have a special episode, so kick back and relax.
And you know what's the proof of that? Is the fact that Warhammer is not bigger than it is. Because the Warhammer universe is big enough to be bigger than all of these. And we don't see shows. All we get is a couple games.
Absolutely. You said good shit.
Yeah, it's funny how Star Wars is now closer to the mainstream than anything else in that genre.
True. I just, you know what? What more do you guys want to see from the Star Wars universe?
Honestly, this may, you may roll your eyes and go, of course, but I just want one piece of Star Wars, whether it be a game, a show, or a movie. I don't care. Just give us something from the Imperial perspective.
So you want to see more propaganda?
No. Like, we kind of saw it from Rogue Squadrons. Like, the Empire had their own campaign, and it
True.
humanized them. But that's half the story. And spoilers for Rogue Squadron, basically the entire Imperial campaign is proven for naught because the rebels get away with it again. It's like, oh yeah, the big bad guy that the Empire just killed and like is the climax of their story. He makes that out alive anyways, and we still get the ship. Teehee. It's like, fuck you. But no.
You know what? Oh damn, this dude got all fucked up.
Your deaths will never be forgotten.
For me, I would love to see it. It wouldn't be bad. They would just have to. I mean, what? Okay, give me an example of something that already exists that you could imagine it being along the same lines as.
I'm sorry, repeat that?
Give me something that already exists that you can see. This show that you're imagining fitting along the lines of.
Let's get your men something to eat.
Like an example, something that's already out there.
Where's all the food? I didn't see any in the tower.
Because, like, for me,
Call me
I'll-
uncultured.
Oh, go ahead.
Just a stack of Mongol paper.
I was just gonna say, call me uncultured, but I can't really think of anything like a show or movie that was dedicated to the antagonists of a established franchise.
The Watchmen.
Well, yeah, like I said, I can't think of it, but I'm sure it exists.
I would say
Because in that
Watchmen.
case, I was just about to say Watchmen is a good example because I was just about to say they don't have to be really seen as the antagonists.
Never get out to them.
It just they're the antagonists to us because of our perspective on Star Wars. But well, maybe not to you, but yeah, to us because of our perspective on Star Wars. But
What did you have?
that does not mean that they necessarily would be the
Let's see what
antagonists
we're
in
up
the show.
against.
The way I would do the show, based on what Johnny is talking about, if I let's say magically I created it, I would say you would have to follow an up and coming officer, and you would have to just show him like maybe he'd become like Tarkin's right hand man or something, and it would just be his up and coming through the ranks, showing all the drama they deal with, why he's part of it, what good the Imperial maybe the Imperial Army got together and redid something great for him. Give me 1 sec, I'll be right back, guys. You guys keep talking about it.
Gotcha. I'll finish what you started, but I think like the ideal, if I were to write it, but God help me if I were left in charge because it'd be a mess. But I think if they They kind of do like a Mando, where they kind of give you flashbacks into the character's youth. You know,
Mhm.
traumatic uh, battle droid attack. That's why he hates droids.
You know what? Okay,
Same
so
thing, but with like the rebels or something, and now he doesn't like. Yeah, now he's pro Empire or something. I don't know. Go
or
ahead.
like where he's just kind of doing what he has to do, and the Empire is just the way of things. Um, like it's the major power wherever they are, and who's going against the government. You get with it or get lost. Like, okay, so Baron just brought up Tarkin, but I want to see a show about Thrawn.
Oh, me and you. He's one of my
That,
favorite characters.
that shit would be fire.
Do you want to do canon Thrawn or EU Thrawn though? I mean, if you had the choice.
Um, I'm a sucker for anything canon because I feel like that's what's supposed to be. Like in anything, whether I agree with the canon or not, I'm one of those people that I'll play a game, um, whatever way I think that the devs intended for it to be experienced. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
if I
but do keep in mind the old EU stuff was, de facto canon until it was, purged.
yeah, and that's why I'm so all in on Disney's new shit. That's why I'm so all in on like reestablishing a canon for Star Wars now. Because after for a while I missed out. I just kind of like irked out of Star Wars and stopped caring. And then I started slipping into like the YouTube lore rabbit hole, and
Hmm.
and it just got so good that eventually when I found out the Mandalorian was coming, I just had to be like I had to be there. So I guess the answer would be I'm really, really interested to see how far Disney would go with these shows. Like especially if it's a TV show, and especially if John Favreau is involved, because I like the Mandalorian that much. Um, I don't know. I think I would go with whatever we ended up getting because I low key have faith that it will be good, and if it's not, then I'll complain.
Yeah. From what my understanding of like the interworkings of Lucasfilm, there seems to be two camps. There seems to be the Favreau Filoni wing, where they're like the diehard Star Wars fans that just love what they're doing. And then you have like the upper echelons, like Kennedy, who are just trying to do something else, whatever that be. But they're not very interested in the franchise. They're just in it for the money. And so I wonder, because like the High Republic thing, I don't even know if that's still going or not, but apparently, that's going to be in like the Kennedy wing. But like all of these newer shows seems to be in the Filoni camps. So it's
They're gonna
really going to
do,
go down to who's making it.
yep. I think they're gonna what ends up happening in the end is going to be mostly about
Too many
whoever
barriers
makes the
now,
most money.
just
I'll probably give it to
tactic
Favreau and them
suicide.
just because
I want
what
my
they
men
doing right
far
now is
away from
probably the
enemy
most
front.
lucrative because it's good and people care about it and people watch it,
Put
and
your
that's the
archers on
important
that
part.
cliff.
So if it comes down to
The
money,
locals will focus on them while we
Disney's
seal
gonna
the
go
coast.
with whatever making the most money.
Do you think it's so successful is because they're finally giving something the fans wanted instead of however many years of just eh?
Well, okay, so as an artist, just um from my
Flaming arrow could
super
set off those
not
explosives.
maybe
We'll get
naive
their attention,
um
but we need them to
optimistic
look
artist
away from the
brain,
beach.
I think it's because they really just
All right,
are
men.
making this
They
stuff
don't know we took the fort, so they'll be
um
waiting for reinforcements
based on what
that
they would
aren't
want to see.
coming. Keep them busy long enough for
Like
us to
anything
steal
that
a
I
boat.
ever made,
Then retreat
if
into
I'm
the
just
forest.
talking about
Look for
just
my torch. That's your
as an
signal
artist,
to attack.
anything I've ever made that I seen go somewhere that I
right
seen
down to
other
the
people
beach.
like, the stuff that people gravitated to the most was usually the stuff that I made without thinking about what other people would
You did
gravitate to, and
whatever
just
it took
caring
to
about
win.
what I wanted to
It
see
was a competition.
or what I
We
wanted
fought
to
just
hear.
as hard.
So I
What are you
think that
getting
goes
at?
a really,
Nothing.
really long way.
Just remembering our duel.
Um,
We'll talk
now
about this
the
later.
cynic in me
If we
is
survive.
like it's all up in the air.
Your men should be in position.
The world is fickle. If this show does great and then the next show is just good, then fuck it. They switching up the formula again because they don't want another new trilogy fiasco on their hands.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure the guys over on the new trilogy really were trying to make it how they wanted to, but the majority, is it the majority? I don't really know. I don't have numbers on this, but the majority of people I have seen in the Star Wars community were not fans, and they did not appreciate the work and the vision. Which, I mean, fair cop to them. They're in charge and they make what they want, but it was not popular.
You know what? I think the big issue is they like a lot of different industries, they make the mistake of trying to appeal to more people. Instead of just doing whatever you were doing to get you to this fame and the level of whatever you're at now. Like, could you imagine if Ghost of Tsushima tried to appease everyone?
Cough,
Like,
Bethesda, cough.
yeah, that's exactly what happened to Bethesda. You know, kind of jumping ship a little bit. Fallout 4, you know what let me know it was going to be bad? Not bad, but not what I expected, is when they had major commercials. Once I seen major, like, and they were running commercials on everything, from sporting events to just daytime TV, YouTube ads. They probably spent I want to know the exact money, the exact amount they spent on marketing, because they marketed the hell out of that game, which let me know they were pushing for a bigger audience, which let me know it was going to be a simpler game in its core. And or maybe the proper word is more basic, not necessarily simpler. Like, the RPG elements were not going to be there as heavy as they normally would be. Just like, look what happened to Skyrim. Skyrim, in comparison to the two before it, it's tame.
But it did fix a lot of things.
Yeah, I will agree. They did fix a lot of things, like the combat. Me swinging, if I connect, I connect. Like, that, you know, and that means something. It's not just me mashing
as well
buttons.
as how you leveled up.
Exactly. Now I do wish they would have went more RPG, where me leveling up my smithing skill wouldn't necessarily level up I wouldn't be able to add an attribute to my combat. You know what I mean? Like, I wish things were locked within skills. Because I ended up like power leveling just from crafting
Iron dagger spam.
Yeah, and it wasn't even, I wasn't even spamming to get stronger in the game. I was spamming to literally craft better gear. Like, you know what I mean? Like, some people spammed it just to make easiest way to make your stats go up. Like, no, I just wanted to make better gear, better quality gear. I wanted to access Bone Dragon armor. I wanted, you know, like, that was why I did it. But it just, so going back to the main point, Star Wars, the lore is big enough. They could go so many different directions. This really could be, there's no reason it shouldn't be to the level that Star Trek is, which is where they're going. If you look at it, like, we're getting 3 new shows out of this one show.
Is it 3?
Or 2, well, you're going to have another season of...
oh, right, the Rangers as well, I forgot.
Oh, yeah. Which, every time I see it, I think it says bad bitch. Every time I see it, I swear to God, it says bad bitch. Every time. Like,
It'd be a whole different show.
Right? It could easily be something on, like, the OWN network. But I'm really... Oh, I'm just letting you guys know I'm recording this like a podcast. We're already 13 minutes in.
Hi, YouTube.
Right? There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to experience all aspects of space, all of this galaxy. No reason. You got the money. You got one of the biggest companies on Earth behind you. You have some of the greatest directors and actors who've either been a part of it or want to be a part of it. We should be seeing everything. Like, I'm talking every. If The Walking Dead can get a teenage love drama show out of it, there's no reason I shouldn't get all aspects of media from Star Wars. And a lot of people don't know that The Walking Dead has a teen drama TV show that looks like it should be on the CW.
But
Wow.
you know, within this decade, we got Fallen Order,
Yes,
we got
yes,
The Mandalorian,
yes,
we got Rogue One,
yes.
we got.
I still
No,
think Rogue One should have won an Oscar, but keep going.
I haven't seen Solo, so I can't speak on that one.
Uh,
I'm just talking
Oh, I
about
just
what I
watched it
saw.
recently.
it was, I enjoyed it, but it plot holes.
Take
I'm
out Amelia
specifically
Clark and it'd be
speaking
really
on,
good.
What I've experienced and enjoyed for myself at some point or another. I want to put Battlefront in there because it's big enough to talk about. Whether or not I enjoyed it,
Yeah.
that's another one of those from the perspective of the Imperial type stories.
True.
And I mentioned Mandalorian already, and we have a couple more shows coming up.
Yes.
I think like they've been planning this, and it's starting to look better than what they thought it was going to be.
And let me tell you, I'm asking for more. And the only reason I'm being greedy with this is because there's that much money behind it. It's not like I'm asking Power Rangers to run 3 series at once. You know what I mean? Even though Saban, they got the money now to do that. But that's not what I'm asking. I'm literally saying I should get every genre of medium out of this universe.
Yeah. Well, just don't forget though. What is it? Absolute power corrupts absolutely. Same thing with
Yeah.
money. Throw enough money at it, and it'll actually worsen. It all, like I said before, or maybe it was Dallas. I don't know, but as long as you have the right people behind it, it should be fine.
There's no time to fight.
Regardless of what drama, I said drama. Regardless of what genre you're trying to, work in. But
And
yeah, as a bit of a tangent, should I just ask, how do you guys feel with like every new piece of Star Wars adding like a whole bunch of just random new planets? Like, where's the balance between new planets and existing ones?
Well, this is the thing. It's a universe. So, adding new planets, that's a way to open up the lore. I feel like
Yeah,
that's
I know that, but a lot of criticism towards all of the new stuff, regardless if it was Fallen Order or the movies or whatever. It's like, oh, they have to go to another new planet.
I think it's fine as long as they flesh out important established planets. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm gonna hear about random ass planet A, I also want to hear about what the hell's been going on Kashyyyk. Like, it's one of those things. Like, as long as they go back and they flesh out ones that we care about, we don't need to know nothing else about Tatooine. Shut up about that.
yeah.
We don't need we just need. That's it. We just need to have established planets fleshed out. Keep
'Cause
adding new stuff as much as you want to, but it's just more things that people gonna ask questions about.
But see, this is
yeah.
the thing. I think it's more of a people are putting way too much into
Nothing.
what's the phrase I'm looking
Never knew
for?
our duo bothered you so much.
Now you do.
I feel like
what else
people are
do you
put
think of that?
I was going to say people are putting way too much into these planets in terms of they're ignoring the fact that this is a universe. Like the world of Star Wars, yeah, it's established on certain planets. We'll say that. Its origin to us as the viewers are certain planets, but as in overall, like I would actually rather see everything from the Old Republic played out on TV shows. Just
But
take
it's
the game cutscenes in its whole and go deeper into those stories, like the twins. I would love to see a show fully showing how the twins became the one surviving one. You know what I mean?
you
Like, I want that.
And that's the thing about the planets. Like, Or it depends on why you even talking about them. Like if we have established planets, talk about those
foot here.
because there's story
should have
there.
told me
But
earlier.
if you're making up new planets, you need a reason.
Do you
Because
really?
at the end of the day, yeah, because you should be following. It should be more about the story than the location.
Because Baron, keep this in mind.
Ah,
Rogue
then
One,
yeah. Why do you need to go to another planet? You're right.
yeah, Rogue One, Oscar-worthy movie, according to you. It introduced the
No luck.
I don't even know if you want to call it a planet, but like asteroid mining base where Cassian ices the dude for the intel at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You got whatever planet
No way
the
around.
Urso family was hiding out on at the very beginning. Then you got Wabani, the prison world that
We have to move
Jin
fast.
is broken free from. Then you got Jeddah, which was the, I don't know, desert force sensitive worshipping planet. And then you had Scarif. Like, that's a lot of planets in one movie.
But let me tell you this, though. To be honest with you,
They didn't flush them out. That's
but
my
let me,
point. They
but
didn't flush them out.
let me tell you this though, because I think this is us being, we're almost sounding fanboyish, because when we talk about TV shows, when we talk about movies, when I'm watching, for example, we'll use Bones, which is a TV show for those who don't know about an FBI agent and an archaeologist from I don't think she's an archaeologist. I forgot what she is, but she's a researcher scientist from the Smithsonian Institute, and they go and solve crimes together. Now,
Oh man, I love Scully.
yes, okay, all right. Look, give me X-Files all the way. We don't care that they went to Boston versus they went to California versus they went to Virginia. We didn't care. It was the story. It was that moment. So
Yeah,
you
care
throwing,
why they went wherever they went.
yes, we care about the why. So if you tell me in Star Wars we're on this planet because I'm here to kill so and so or I'm here to talk to so and so, that's all I care about. Now, if you want to make a dope, lush environment, fine. Around that, but I don't necessarily care for the planet. Like,
But also, don't make fanboy sound like a bad thing because that's who's paying their bills. Like I get
True.
it when it goes too far, but in this case, we talking about an IP where no matter what they release, there's a very large segment of people who will consume that media over
True.
and over, and at some point they would have seen it enough to start asking deeper questions. We live in a time where there are people with, say, YouTube channels. There's people like us who do what we do for a living,
True.
who break down these things to their minutia. And it's not as if the details don't exist. It's not as if they're not there to be found. So if they are going to be there, then why are we not debating them? Why are we not talking about them? Because that's a market in and of itself.
Okay, I got you. That is a very fair point. I just I personally am okay. That shouldn't be the thing holding it back.
I agree with that.
If that's the only reason why we're not giving certain things high marks, I'm okay with that.
But then again,
not because of the story, not because of the environment was trash. It was just we didn't like the origin or the backstory for said environment.
exactly. Was it good? And that's
All
what
right.
matters over everything else. Was it good? We didn't care where they went
Yeah.
on Mandalorian. We cared that the story was good.
Yeah, I
The
can live with that.
That is true.
I can live with that.
But still, like, don't give us a new planet just for. I mean, that's my thing. Like, they're planets, for crying out loud. How big is the Earth? How many unique environments are there in one planet? Oh, that's two things, I guess. One, why is every planet in Star Wars like a culmination of a single biome? And number two, why does everything have to, like, okay, fine. Han goes to, this is just an example, this is not from a movie.
Mhm.
Han goes to see Maz Kanata on her, what is it, a castle cantina thing?
Mm-hmm.
And that's all we see of that planet. You know, again, the fact, as long as the story is there, fine. But I'm just kind of nitpicking a bit. Like, can the rest of that story maybe not take place on that planet? A planet is a big place. They don't have to go to a space station on the other side of the galaxy to find this guy. Like, maybe the dude could also just be on the other side of the planet.
Well, now we're kind of poking into like I guess the technical end of it, because we do know, or at least from what we understand about the space that we do know, and of course these worlds are built off of our perspective of what we really do know for the most part. From what I understand, we look at, okay, planets like Earth are rare, and having such a diverse biome. What is it called? Like the honey? What is it?
The
Not the honey
Oh
pot.
God,
It's got a specific term
sweet.
where the sweet spot, basically. We'll call
Yeah.
it that, where everything works out to where we can have all these biomes.
Goldilocks zone.
There you go. Look at every other planet in our solar system. They are very, for the most part, from what we can visually see, they are very one dimensional.
Mhm.
Mars is effed desert all the way across,
Whole
except that
thing
polar ice cap.
desert and ice
Um,
desert.
Yeah,
Like,
and every planet is very one dimensional. So them mirroring that into space, it actually makes more sense for planets like Hoth, planets like, you know what I mean, like these things to be complete. Just, that actually makes more sense. It would actually bother me if every planet was this lush, diverse. Like that would actually throw me off
Yeah.
more than the way they do it now. So I was just, going back to that point you made about the planets. So, and that's why they jump space station to space station, planet to planet, to kind of, or I'm throwing words and ideas in their face and their mouth, but that's not, they haven't came out and said that. But that's my explanation if I had to explain it to my child. Like,
I mean,
why?
here's another thing that they haven't come out and said that for me wraps everything up in a nice, neat little bow though. When it comes down to it, good stories and by extension, good Star Wars is that way because it makes you ask questions. It
Yes.
makes you wonder. It makes you wonder what the hell is going on. Like anybody that knows Star Wars, and I keep using Mandalorian as an example because it's the most recent thing I finished.
True.
But when you see Baby Yoda, for one, you know that it's not exactly Yoda, and
True.
that in itself it begs a bunch of questions because you've only seen 2 members of that species in the entirety of Star Wars.
And one was in the
It's
animated
giving me
Clone Wars.
Like you've only seen 2 the whole time, and so
Oh, there was
well,
the one
3.
with the eye patch. The one with the eye patch.
And the fact
I,
that there's
I
a
don't think
young
that
one
was.
here.
I don't think that was Yoda's species. That was a different species.
No, he was a different
I don't
color.
remember one with an eye patch that was like one of his, and that's the point though. The fact that
Yeah.
we don't know the name of the species,
Yeah.
we don't know why or how they live so long, and like we don't know the age of the baby and if it really even is a baby because we know they live so long. Why doesn't it talk? Where does that whole speech thing come from, and at what point is this baby going to start talking? It's so many different questions just from its existence.
We do know he's a gremlin. Jig is wild. Bro, we got to get your mic fixed, man, because I feel like you over there talking to the damn camera. But I love how this really turned into a damn near 30-minute podcast.
I know.
It's crazy because I meant to go to bed 2 hours ago.
Why are you going to bed so early? But you got church in the morning?
Yeah, tomorrow's the Lord's Day. No, that's not why.
Hey.
What I did with it.
All right, Lords.
But yeah, I just want to go lay up and watch my wife. You know, wife lives me wife.
Aw, yeah.
And, play some video games and shit like that. You know how they go.
Oh, bro,
Well,
I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm wondering about opening this physical copy of Divinity: Original Sin on the Switch. I want to open it, but I spent so much money on it. I don't want to open it. I'm just gonna look at it. Oh, I
You
forgot
was
it.
one of I forgot you was one of those people. I bought this thing, and so I just want to look at it in the packaging.
Bro, it even
because
has a number.
that's more fun than experiencing it. Like,
Bro, the case even
why
has a
don't? How
number.
about this? How about this? I can get it. It's a limited run. Keep it in the case. Keep it in the plastic, and go buy it on PS4 so we can run that shit co-op.
Ooh, we do need to run it, huh? Oh, but no,
Yeah.
you know what we need to run? Something that we both already have that we ain't got to spend no extra money on. We got to play Wasteland 3, man.
We do.
How
That's
about we
not a
do that
fantasy
first?
setting, but I'm with it. We can do that. Let's finish Wasteland 3. And I know it's gonna take forever anyway, as it is, because it's that type of game.
I didn't even know it was multiplayer. I don't know how. I've never played a D&D style game that was multiplayer. Like
I know.
I never.
Baldur's Gate 3 is multiplayer apparently.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, how does that work? Is it like one person walks around the world and then I just want to
Nah.
I want to
Both
electric
walk around independently.
ooh, I just want to throw an electric bolt at a puddle of water with enemies in it.
Yeah. That.
That's it.
Yeah. And even in single player, you can each of your characters can go around the world independently. And you can just play that way.
One guy taking on an army. True Ronin. But yeah, so for the podcast portion, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Anybody got any final hot takes, Johnny?
Yeah.
No matter, okay, we talk a lot of Star Wars, so no matter what happens in the future, no matter what, what do I want to say? No matter what stories are being told, fuck Revan.
I
I'm with
clipped
that.
that. Oh, that was beautiful. Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, the way I see it, if anybody that has anything to do with Disney or Star Wars in any capacity is listening and you have any sort of influence within your circle, I know at some point y'all are going to decide to do something from the perspective of Imperials. And if you do, and you want it to be a good story, please just let us get a Thrawn show. Just do it one good time for the culture, for the people.
And then even make
And
a
that's it.
whole thing about his feet hurting. Make that like a running joke. Or like show like a random foot injury that happens in him coming up, like up the ranks, and then that would be funny.
Make his
That'd be
back hurt having to carry all his subordinates.
For me, I want to see a Saving Private Ryan Star Wars war story from any of the wars. You can go far, you can go back far enough to where kids don't have like a love for stormtroopers, like, because I think that's the fear. Like they rolled some dice with the latest trilogy with showing Finn and whatnot and the blood across the mask. Like that was risky. Like if you guys really think about it.
It was a good risk to take too.
Yeah, it worked. They just didn't follow through. If they would have kept going with that, that would have been perfect. But that would be dope. Find an old classic Sith Lord or Jedi, or even before all of that. Go back far enough, and really just dive into a war movie. And I think that's what we're gonna get with the Bad Batch, which I always say bad bitch, but I'm excited, and I think that would be really dope. Like, just dive in, full-fledged war movie. You know, if you want to throw some lightsabers in there, fine, but you really don't need to. And I think the closest we got to it was Rogue One.
Yeah. One more thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Just just in case the producer, anybody having to do with Star Wars is listening, we'll play stormtroopers or some nameless extra in the background.
Yes.
Yeah, anytime.
We
Uh-huh.
We won't. I won't even have to be paid.
He's like, just put me in there. Oh, I don't work for free, but
Oh no, it's Disney. Y'all got the bread.
y'all got the bread. You're going to have to pay all of us. I'll take Johnny's check.
Well, hold on.
Johnny said he don't need it. What was I gonna say? And I know Kiddo's gonna be mad when he hears this. because we are missing one member of the war party. Wow, kiddo's gonna be pissed.
Stop
I
being such
mean,
a dad and get
you
on
know, we
with it.
pissed at you because you started recording and didn't even tell us. So we're just present for a normal
I know.
conversation. And
He's
you,
gonna thump you on your forehead.
Sorry, kiddo. Much love, everybody. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. And peace.
Bye.